Hey YouTube, it is Thursday. It is 1 p.m. and I am cooking some lunch in the toaster oven. I had a package that I was expecting. It came in early this morning, so I just went to grab it. Went to the package room, came back up the elevator, and when the elevator doors opened back up on my floor, there was this guy just standing there. No mask on his face, no possession of a mask, but clearly with a skateboard and other stuff. I rolled my eyes so hard, you guys. I really wish there was a video of how hard I rolled my eyes. Usually in that situation, so far, I've been trying to not be rude, and rolling your eyes is kind of rude in a way, but I just didn't say anything. But there have been so many people that are not wearing a mask in a closed, confined space. If you're about to get into the elevator in a huge apartment building, you might run into someone in the elevator, which is very clearly a very closed, very confined space. Why would you not have a mask? It doesn't make any sense. I didn't even try to hold back the eye roll. It was a full-on Joey eye roll. I thought my eyes were gonna pop the fuck out of the sockets. You just saw me going to my doctor's office. Actually, it's not my doctor's office technically. So I'm with One Medical and they have a whole bunch of branches all throughout the Bay Area, including in San Francisco. And I actually went to a location that I'd never been before in the Mission. I needed to get my lab work done for my prep renewal. I mentioned in one of my previous vlogs that I'm on prep, which you need to have blood work and lab work done every 3 months, and the prescription only lasts 3 months at a time. So when the prescription is up, you need to go into your doctor and do blood work and urine work. And if that all comes out negative, then they will renew your prescription again. And I was talking to One Medical on my phone. They have a really good app. And I also went in and got tested for COVID. And it was actually a really simple process. They had to do it separately. So usually they have a lab room where there's a lab technician that does the blood draw and the regular lab stuff. This one, I saw one of the doctors there, and it was done separately from the regular prep lab stuff, but it was just a quick swap up each nose. It was just like a few seconds in my right one, then a few seconds on the one in the left. I had a friend that got tested in a different country, and that was a couple of months ago, where they said the swab went up very far into their nose. For this particular one, the swab didn't go up any further than how far my finger would go up where I were to pick my nose. So it literally just took like 30 seconds. It was really, really fast. So I should get the results back in a week, they say. All right, moving on. I just got a quote for movers for taking all my stuff here, packing everything up, moving it down to their LA storage location, and then putting it into storage. The quote, which I have here, is expensive. Let's put it that way. It's over $3,200 for them to pack my stuff, put it onto a truck, move it down to LA. The storage is separate. The storage will be $267. I assume that's a monthly rate. And then when I need to get my stuff out of there, because I don't know where I'm moving to yet or exactly when I am moving, I will have to schedule a second move with them where they'll take it out of storage and move it to whatever new house or apartment that I get. So that's probably going to be all in over $4,000. And I'm thinking, I don't think I want to pay $4,000 for this. If you guys have used movers for intrastate moves before, is that like a reasonable amount? I was thinking maybe it would be closer to $2,500 without the storage. If I just do a U-Haul, it would be a little more stress, but I think I can find a way to spread it out. The only stressful part is not the actual physical moving, is doing everything in a rush. The loading docks in the apartment, they let you book only in 3-hour slots, but I did ask them and they said if there's no one else booking them, you could book multiple consecutive spots like back to back so you can get like 6 hours. So I could theoretically book 3 or 6 hour slot so I'd have lots of time to casually move all my stuff into the truck, but then it will be like 3 p.m. by the time that 6 hours is done. That's not too late to drive down to LA, but by the time I get to LA, it's gonna be like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I don't have a good place to put the truck. That's the problem, is that to load the truck in a non-rushed fashion and drive down there in a non-rushed fashion and get to a storage unit building company facility thing before they close, which you need to do if you want to actually pick up the keys to your storage unit, it's like impossible. I tried to do this when I moved back from LA back to San Francisco. Everything was like such a rush. I was driving briskly and the packing was like so rushed. It was like such a stressful experience. So I'm trying to cleverly come up with a way that we can keep it really cheap and not have it be in a rush. Make it so that the timing works. Yeah, I have to get really clever with this. If you guys have tips, please comment down below. Over $3,200, and then I have to pay them again for the storage, and I have to pay them a third time for them to move the stuff out of storage into my eventual new home. That's gonna be over $4,000. If I got a U-Haul by myself and moved the stuff into it by myself, I'm only paying for the U-Haul and the gas, and then I'll pay for a storage unit down there, which is like half the price of their storage. It will be like less than $1,000. I'm gonna have to give this a hard think. $3,000 is a lot of money. All right, I didn't really read the news that much. There's a lot of stuff about Trump and Roger Stone and Tucker Carlson. None of these people that I like, so I did not read any of it. Let's just move right along to your comments. First comment comes from M. Johnson. Just remember, LA is very big, 19 million plus people, stretches out 60 to 90 miles in all directions. Also, people there always talk about two things, the price of real estate and traffic. As for recording YouTube, when you get there, once or twice a week is fine. LA is the entertainment capital of the world. You'll have a great time. Recall that I have lived in LA in the not too distant history. LA is very big. I'm completely fine with how big it is. The price of real estate in LA is not that bad. San Francisco, New York, LA is not that bad. The traffic, I've told this story once, but I'll tell it again. When I was living in LA, it was 10 miles to work one way. In the mornings, it would take me 45 minutes door to door. In the evening, coming back, it would be just about an hour. And I had a stick shift, 3 pedals, manual gearbox. In the 14 or 15 months that I did that commute 5 times a week, it was only one time where I felt like this manual is a lot of work. Every other time, I actually enjoyed the commute, but it was fine. I, again, prefer to do that 1 hour, 10 mile city streets commute with a manual gearbox than ride the BART here. That's just my preference. I think 90% of people would not. I definitely would, and I've done both, and I would gladly do that 10-mile commute again. Little Asian Kid Forever, have you considered doing drag? I think you would be very pretty and sassy. Have you gone into any car accidents? I'm not considered doing drag, and I don't know if I would be, well, there was one little skit thing where I kind of sort of did very crappy drag on the Atlantis Mexico cruise from this past year. I'll link that one at the end of this video so you guys can click through, and there's a part where me and 2 other of the team members, we had a wig, we put on glasses, we put on jewelry, we put on dresses, we had some lipstick. I think we had lipstick, maybe we didn't. Yeah, and we just kind of sort of went around the pool deck. Go watch that. I think there's only been one car accident I've ever gotten into, and it was weird because I was driving a zip car, like a car share type thing. Basically, they did a shoulder check and kind of rammed into the side of me a little bit. But it was like not a heavy wreck. It was low speed. It was like very little damage on that zip car. Mark Diera says, hi Joey, yes mate, you said my last name right. Yay! Alan M says, you don't think it's better to wait a few months for lower prices? I assume you're talking about houses? I have a coworker that said this exact thing twice to me now. His thinking was that some people pretty soon might not be able to make their mortgage payments anymore and might have to sell the house in a hurry, or possibly they might lose their house in like a foreclosure or something like that. I feel like the government, their stance is so gung-ho on keeping the economy afloat that I don't think people will be tempted to sell their house in a hurry because they can't afford the mortgage because of job loss. I feel like they're so worried about stimulating the economy and consumer spending and things like that, that even if there were people that were in that situation, I feel like it would be relatively rare. On the other hand, if your argument is, well, what about people that might lose their house because of foreclosure, things like that, I think that process takes a little while. It might be quite a few months to wait for that. On top of all that, me having looked at the inventory and the market of where I want to move to pretty much every day for the last 2 or 3 months now, things are still getting snatched up. Inventory is still pretty tight. There are places that are sitting on the market longer than they were like 6 or 9 months ago. Things are not necessarily going for list price or over. So it's been more of a buyer's market compared to 6 or 9 months ago, but it's not a complete buyer's market. It's still relatively low inventory. The market is still fairly hot, and I just don't see that going away anytime soon. Christopher says, my car is blue too. That's right. Also, you should wait until after closing to do anything that would change your credit score. Open and closing lines of credit also. That's what I thought. Little Asian Kid Forever has one more comment. Do you have your green card? Are you at risk with the new policies? I do have my green card. I don't know what these new policies are, but I'm pretty sure they don't affect me directly. Matthew Boswell says, check out Trello and Todoist. These together are my daily drivers. Both allow you to add notes, comments, subtasks, and cool videos. Thank you. We use Trello at work, actually. Some teams use Trello, and I don't think Trello will organize things for me the way I would like them organized. It's very card Kanban based. Todoist I've heard a lot of. It's a very popular app, but I've never ever looked into it, so I might start looking into it. And Juan also says, I use Google Sheets to track progress on my goals by week and by month. Jad1176 says, for Todoist, a simple spreadsheet would be able to accomplish what you want. Technically, yes, but I want something that's a little bit more elegant with like an actual GUI in it. Maybe it'll give me alerts and reminders when things are about to come due, which on a spreadsheet, if you mess with scripts and macros enough, it will do those kinds of alerts and things like that. But it's just not very nice. M. Justin says, renting a car is a great idea, not only for the trip after you arrive in LA. Enterprise has locations all over LA and their prices are very reasonable, but you need to reserve them a few days in advance as they're very, very popular. I actually usually rent with National because I have a special discount code that makes it cheaper than renting it from everywhere else. And I also have their elite status thingamajig, and the points and rental days and things like that goes towards their loyalty program. Fine27 says, try Monday.com. I think it's free for 14 days for teams and to-do lists. I did look into Monday.com, I think. It's along the lines of Asana, which I've used before, and ClickUp. So these are kind of sort of like team-based project management tools. So I think Monday may be a little bit too heavy for what I'm trying to do. Oh my God, I'm so hungry. It is 8:23. I've had a lot of chicken lately. Whenever I get chicken that's not frozen, I try to eat it before everything else. The beef usually gets frozen because it's in like vacuum pack. And when meat is in vacuum pack, it's a lot easier to thaw out. So that's why I put the beef into the freezer to eat later. The chicken, try to eat right away. Got a couple of packs of chicken left. It's not due for another like 5 or 6 days. So I might try to eat something else and switch it up. I am starting to get a little sick of the things I'm eating, actually. I am more tempted to eat the processed junk food like the chips and the protein bars than I am to eat like the yogurt and the chicken or the fruit. This weekend though, I am gonna do delivery of some sort. The last time I did delivery, I don't know, this was like 2-3 weeks ago. They took over an hour and a half to deliver it, and they gave me like a 10% off coupon for my next order, but that expires at the end of the month, so I might as well use it. I have some Uber credits, like $10 of Uber credits as well. Definitely in the few days leading up to the move, I'll be doing lots of delivery. Okay, let's figure out what I'm gonna eat for tonight. I'm hungry. All right, I'm gonna have my old reliable fish squares, and I'm also gonna put some fries in there in a bit. I'm just so hungry. I just want some junk food. The only other thing I was thinking about cooking is my beef vegetable thing in like the pan, but that's just too much work right now for a Friday night. So I'll do it later this weekend. So it's honestly not been super eventful yesterday on Thursday and today on Friday. It's just mostly trying to put my head down and catching up on stuff on work. It's been pretty productive. This weekend is all gonna be about packing, and I think I need to figure out whether I want actual movers or not. Maybe there are some slightly cheaper movers I can get quotes from, but even if it was like $2,500 and not $3,200, I still need to get movers again to take stuff out of storage. Okay, I'll figure out this weekend. If you guys have suggestions or recommendations for which way I should go, comment down below and I'll get lots of footage of me packing various things. Hopefully, if I don't just procrastinate and be super lazy when you guys come back on Monday. The next vlog will be uploaded on Monday night. Until then, bye YouTube.